right, let's just jump right in. We all think we know what family means, right? We have this picture in our heads. But that picture, well, it's getting kind of blurry these days. It's like we're caught between two completely different ideas. One is this timeless, sacred vision of family, and the other, it's brand new, it's searchable, and it's for sale. So that leaves us with a really big question. What is a family today?
For, centuries, the answer sounded a lot like this. This quote. It paints such a powerful picture, doesn't it? The family as this tight-knit community of love and support, a place where values are passed down. It's seen as the absolute cornerstone of society. This is the ideal, the family as a sanctuary.
So, let's dig into that first perspective, this idea of the family as a safe harbor, a sanctuary. This isn't just about family as a social unit. No, this view sees it as something much, much deeper, something with a real spiritual mission.
And that brings us to this really ancient concept, the domestic church. The whole idea here is that the family is the very first place any of us experience what community and faith even feel like. It's not just a house, you see. It's a community of faith, hope, and charity. Your first church isn't a building with a steeple. It's the people you live with.
And this thinking goes way beyond the front door. According to this view, the family is literally the original cell of social life. It's the foundational building block of everything else. The health of a whole society, its freedom, its security, is seen as a direct reflection of the health of its families.
So this vision actually gives the family a pretty clear job description, broken down into these 4 big tasks. Create a real community of love, serve life, by having kids and passing on what you believe, be an active part of society, and share in a spiritual mission. It's a really profound role, but it is definitely not the only way family gets defined today.
Okay, so let's completely switch gears, because now we're going to see how that whole idea gets totally flipped on its head. We're moving from the sacred to the searchable, from the sanctuary to the server farm. This is the family as data.
Yeah, in our digital world, a new and frankly startling definition of family is being written. And it's not being written by thinkers or sociologists. Nope, it's written by algorithms and data brokers. It's a picture pieced together from all these public records, and it's available to literally anyone with a search bar.
I mean, just look at this. Is this a person? Or is it just a collection of data points you can sort? A search for a name like Ernest Wright doesn't give you a story. It gives you a list. A list of identities, all fragmented by where they live and how old they are, with human connections just boiled down to a list of names under a column called Related. Let's go a little deeper. Here's a profile for one person. A whole life is just broken down into a property value, past addresses, a list of former names. And look at the relationships. They're just possible relatives, with some even noted as deceased. It's just information totally stripped of any emotion, any context, any meaning. And this new reality, it even has its own language. Those incredibly intimate bonds of family and friendship? They get completely flattened into these cold transactional terms. Possible relatives, possible associates. There's absolutely no room for things like love or loyalty or shared memories here. It's all just statistical probability.
And the data, it just keeps on coming. Name, age, aliases, this huge, sprawling list of potential relatives. And then notice what's just a single click away? A full background report, promising arrest records, warrants, evictions. The most private, the most difficult moments of a person's life become just another product on the shelf, ready to be sold.
So here we are. We've got these two completely opposite views of what family is. One is a sacred community, the other is a public commodity. So what happens when these two worlds slam into each other in our everyday lives?
Let's think back to that first idea for a second. It argues that family is the very thing that gives us our unique identity. It's this powerful force that saves us from just being anonymous, another face in the crowd. Family is what makes us feel truly known. It's a beautiful idea, right? But let's see how it holds up against our new reality.
248. What on earth is that?
That's the number of public records found for a single name, Anthony Smith, on just one of these data broker websites. Just one. So how can family take us out of anonymity when the entire digital world is designed to multiply us, to shatter our one identity into hundreds of data points, making us, in a way, more anonymous than ever? And here it is, the core conflict, laid bare. On one side, you've got the sacred community,
all about intimate union, affection, personal dignity. And on the other side, the public profile, an address history, possible relatives, and sponsored links to your criminal record. It's a communion of persons versus a commodity of data.
And this collision, it's not just some abstract idea. It reflects real, documented shifts in how we actually live. The family of yesterday was often more connected to a local community, with more parent-child contact and just a slower pace. Today's family is much more society-centered, with less contact time, way less control over outside influences, and this absolutely frenetic pace of life, a pace that is perfectly suited for a world of instant data.
So what do we do with all this? How do we even begin to navigate a world where both of these definitions of family are somehow true at the exact same time?
And that right there is the heart of our modern challenge, our deeply personal, intimate family life. Our own little domestic church is simultaneously a public, searchable, and marketable set of data. We are living in both the sanctuary and the database. They're not two separate worlds anymore. They've become one and the same.
And this matters. It matters a whole lot. It forces us to ask some really tough questions, like who owns your family story? Who gets to tell it or even sell it? Are we, and are our kids, more than just our data points? How do you build trust in a community when anyone's life is just a background check away? And maybe most importantly, what kind of legacy, what values are we even passing on in this new environment?
So in the end, we're left with this question. When everyone you know and everyone you meet is a search result, what does it actually mean to be family? That's something I think we all have to figure out.